Structural forces that are opening the vessel. A seaweed carrier advanced in calm water or with wall is subject to a steady force. Longitude as well and traverses due mainly to whales distribution and push force. Longitude force of fundamental importance in the wealth of the structure, generally at the vessel than the wealth of the machinery and the wealth of the law. In opposition of the whale, the force produced by the water are contrary to the same ones. The importance of the traverse force is relative with reference to the longitude force. Wherever they must be considered as they are basically the same and they are in the longitude recently, only that the way they fade are more definite and generally perpendicular of the structure of the hull.
Well, let's continue with the word exposition. A ship as a complex system of the force and the structure must be braced and supported with any reasonable combination of load and a given time. The cost, the weight, and the construction of a ship be balanced of the against strength, rigid and seaworthiness, and the cargo capacity. The structure of a ship is subject to two basic of force, namely static and dynamic force. Former is produced to the gravity and exerted by weight and weather pressure. Either later is a production by such the action, the rolling, pitching, and the waving. The longitudinal stress, there are four main types of the longitudinal stress. Sagging. The sagging stress are caused by the uneven distribution on the length of the hull. If a ship supported either an end by the crest of a wave, by the waves on the buoyancy of the vessel would tend to lift the end, whilst the center of the vessel will suffer a loss of buoyancy, it would tend to sag. This stress is known as sagging. The hugging, when the wave passes the reversed situation result. The middle of the vessel supported the crest wheels and the two end hang over crest. And the idea this action is known hugging.
Deck strength. The deck form the upper flange of the beam hull. It is often referred to the off-strength deck. In large superstructure tend to deform with the main hull and stresses of considerable magnitude will occur in the structure. The first ship fitted with large superstructure of languid construction demonstrated this with their curve. These were not a complete success and the expansion joint came forth and stress concentration of the deck of the force on good line to above. In modern ship, the superstructure construction is generally made continuous and the source stabilization modulus is equivalent, but the stress deck could be if the superstructure will not fail. Transfer forces. When a ship experiences transfer forces that the two change the tip of the ship cross-section, it therefore introduced transverse moment. Their forces can be produced by either static load and the impact of the sea or the carbon load, and structural both directly as the result of the ratio of the change motion of the vessel. Displacing it. When a ship moves in balance, the deck tends to move laterally relative to the bottom structure, and the liner on the side moves vertically relative to the other side. This type of deformation is known as raking. The main transverse pole can resist transverse deform such that the contribution of the plane is negligible, or as long as the pole ends are the usual regular spacing.
Hi, I am the third year cadet Adrian Sosa, and I will talk to you about the torsion to which a ship is subjected. When the word torsion is said, the first thing we ask ourselves is how is that the ship bends? Basically yes, and at the same time no. Torsion. When a body is subjected to a torsion moment, which is commonly known as outcoupling, the body is said to be in torque. A ship with her bow oblique 45 grados to a whip will be subject to correcting. For positive direction moments at her end by twisting her hold into twist. On most ships, the torque and stress are negligible, but on ships with very wide and long decks openings, they are significant. A particular example is the larger container ships where in their topside a torsion boat and heavy beam structure, including the upper deck, is provided to accommodate the torsion stress. Local efforts. Bumping refers to a tendency for the ship to work in and out at sea, and is caused by fluctuating pressure in the hull at extremes when the ship is between waves. The forces are more serious when the ship is moving between the waves and is towing strongly the gravity pressure that occurs in a time cycle. Pounding. Severe local stress occurs in the lower hull area and driving a ship forward when driving into heat seas.
Buncally is a phenomenon called elastic instability that can occur in slender compressed elements, and which manifests the appearance of significant transversal displacement to the main direction of the compression.